We know that there's a big population of people from Eastern Europe in Salford. And when we've spoken to other services like GPs, they were saying that they struggle with Eastern European communities to get them to engage and understand what services are available. So the GPs have said to us things like vaccine misinformation. Could you maybe encourage those communities to get the vaccine, not just the COVID, but all of other vaccines, flu jab and stuff. And similarly, the job centres, when we've spoken to them, have said that quite often a recurring theme that they see within Eastern European communities in Salford is that there's a pride thing. And so the language barrier, they might sit in the job centre, and when I think they're called work coaches, when they say, do you understand what I've just said? Your benefits are going to be stopped, for instance. They don't want to say, no, I don't understand. So they say, yes, I do understand. They leave the job centre. Their benefits are stopped. They don't know why. So when I've been speaking to work coaches as well, they've said, we think there is a need for support specifically in Salford. And I think there's 55,000 people from Eastern Europe living in Salford currently. So the numbers are definitely there as well. An interesting example actually is the case study that was in the application to the funders, where there was a diabetic Polish man who had his leg amputated because of his diabetes. And he was getting letters through the door about getting a prosthetic limb put on, but the letters were all in English, so he couldn't read them. And because he didn't have the prosthetic limb, he wasn't able to work. He was normally a labourer, so he was really struggling financially. And he became so frustrated that he fashioned himself a wooden leg out of a table leg, which became infected. And he walked into a library in Salford with all these letters that he couldn't understand. The letters had escalated to a point where they said, if you don't reply, we're going to take you off the waiting list for the procedure. And obviously he hadn't understood that, and he had been taken off the waiting list. So he walked into a library in Salford with loads of letters in English that he couldn't read and an infected leg. And that case study was an example of, if we'd have had the drop-in, he could have just bought the letter and we would have been able to translate that and support him through that process. So that's what I mean when I say we're trying to intervene before the point of crisis.